We've been lied to for a very long time. Since we were kids, everyone asked us the exact same question. What do you want to be when you grow up? In school, they told us to set targets. In corporate offices, they shout about key performance indicators and annual benchmarks. We're obsessed with the finish line, completely blinded by the trophy. But here's the cold, hard truth. Goals don't work. In fact, if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or chronically exhausted right now, it's probably because your goals are actively blocking your success. Think about it. Winners and losers, they always start with the exact same targets. Every athlete at the Olympic Games wants that gold medal. Every entrepreneur wants to build $1 billion empire. Every single person who buys a gym membership on January 1st wants a perfect, shredded body. If the goal itself was the secret, then everyone who ever wrote down a dream on a piece of paper would be a millionaire by now. But they aren't. When you focus entirely on a goal, you're committing to a very dangerous psychological trap. You're telling yourself, right now, I'm not good enough. But once I reach that destination, then, and only then, I'll finally allow myself to be happy. You're literally putting your happiness on pause, choosing to live in a constant state of failure until some distant, uncertain day in the future. And even if you do reach that peak, what happens next? The excitement lasts for a day, maybe a week, and then the emptiness creeps back in. You're suddenly hit by a massive, confusing wave of post-achievement depression. The target is gone, the direction is lost, and you're forced to create a brand new goal just to feel alive again. It's a never-ending, exhausting treadmill, and it's time to step off. We don't need better goals. We need a better machine to build our lives. So, what's the alternative? It's simple, yet incredibly profound. You need to fall in love with the system, not the result. A goal is a target you want to hit, but a system is the repeatable, daily process that actually gets you there. If you're a writer, your goal might be to publish a 300-page novel, but your system is the simple act of writing 200 words every single morning at your kitchen table. If you're an entrepreneur, your goal is to make $1 million, but your system is your daily sales calls, your product testing, and your marketing workflow. See the difference? The goal is completely out of your control. You can't force a publisher to buy your book, and you can't force a customer to swipe their credit card. But the system? That belongs entirely to you. You own the morning. You own the routine. You own the effort. When you shift your entire focus from the horizon to the ground right beneath your feet, something magical happens. The anxiety evaporates. You don't have to worry about whether you'll be successful 10 years from now, because you've defined success as simply showing up and running your system today. If you run the system, the results will take care of themselves. It's an absolute law of the universe. A coach doesn't spend the whole game staring blankly at the scoreboard. They look at the players, the strategy, the execution of the plays. Stop looking at your bank account. Stop checking the subscriber count. Stop stepping on the scale every single morning. Fix the machine, adjust the gears, and the output will be exactly what you want, every single time. But here's the deepest, most critical layer of this entire philosophy. True transformation isn't about what you want to achieve. It's about who you wish to become. Every habit you practice, every routine you repeat, is a vote for the type of person you are building. Most people try to change their lives from the outside in. They start with the outcome. I want to be rich. Then they look at the process. So I guess I need to study this business course. But they completely ignore their core identity, their deepest beliefs about themselves. If you still view yourself as a lazy, unmotivated person who just happens to be trying a new business, your old identity will eventually drag you right back down to reality. The gravity of who you think you are is too strong to fight with willpower alone. You need to flip the script. You must change your identity first, from the inside out. Don't tell yourself you're trying to build a business. Tell yourself, I am a builder, I am an entrepreneur, I am a disciplined individual. Don't say you're trying to quit smoking. Say, I'm not a smoker. It's a massive psychological shift. When a habit becomes a core part of your identity, you're no longer forcing yourself to do it. You don't need a motivational video to scream at you to get out of bed, because you're simply doing what a disciplined person naturally does. You're not fighting against your own mind anymore. You're just living your truth, day after day after day. Every time you run your daily system, you're casting a physical vote for your new identity, and eventually, the evidence becomes undeniable. Now, let's get highly practical. How do we actually build these systems without burning out in the first week? The secret lies in a concept called habit stacking. Your brain is incredibly efficient. It hates wasting energy, so it builds neural pathways for the things you already do automatically every single day without thinking. You don't need willpower to brush your teeth. You don't need motivation to pour your first cup of coffee. You just do it. To build an unstoppable system, you need to anchor your new, difficult habits directly onto these old, rock-solid routines. You create a simple, unbreakable trigger and response loop in your daily life. The formula is beautiful in its simplicity. After I, current habit. I will, new habit. That's it. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will immediately open my journal and write down my top priority for the day. Or, after I close my laptop at 5 p.m., I will immediately change into my workout clothes and do 20 push-ups. You're not trying to manifest motivation out of thin air. You're using the momentum of your existing life to pull you forward. You don't have to think. You don't have to make decisions. And when you eliminate decision fatigue, consistency becomes effortless. You start small, shockingly small, because a tiny habit you actually do every day is worth infinitely more than a massive routine you abandon after a weekend. Look around you. The world is moving faster than it ever has before. Everyone's looking for the shortcut, the hack, the secret formula to overnight success. But it's all a ghost story. It doesn't exist. The only real superpower left in the 21st century is the ability to do the boring, mundane, unglamorous work when nobody is watching and when the applause is completely silent. It's about understanding the compounding effect of the 1% rule. If you can get just 1% better every single day for 1 year, you won't just be slightly improved, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. That's the math of excellence. Tiny, almost invisible improvements, compounding over time into an unstoppable, undeniable force. So, let go of the heavy burden of your massive goals. Take a deep breath and release the anxiety of the future. Stop staring at the mountaintop. Look down at the single next step in front of you. What is your system for tomorrow morning? What is the one small action that casts a vote for the person you want to become? Build that routine, lock it in, stack it onto your life, and guard it with everything you've got. Let the world chase the quick fixes and the cheap thrills, while you quietly, patiently, build an empire of consistency. Because when the dust settles and the noise fades away, it's not the people with the biggest goals who win. It's the people with the best systems. Sleep well, wake up, and run your machine over and over again.